Welcome YouTube to a Lightning Swift Strike tutorial video. This is a gameplay video for a level 0. Like, if you've never played this before, I'm assuming that you've already learned the game, you kind of know what's going on, but you want to get better at this particular spirit. So let's go over what Lightning Swift Strike is all about. So let's look at the spirit board. First off, let's look at its special rule. Number 1, special rule for Lightning Swift Strike is for every air symbol you have, you can use 1 slow power as if it were fast. Let's just go look at your powers right now. Look at this. Look at slow, slow, slow. But check this out. Air, 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 air. All of your stuff has air. So all of your unique powers directly power your special rule. So never ever forget that. But also, let's look at a very, very important word here, and that is may. May. You may use it. So if you don't want to use it fast, you don't have to. Lightning is a wonderful spirit in that fact that it's like, you know what? You just go ahead and do that. I'll be back later. And then it just peaces out. And the invaders do their thing, and then Lightning's back and like, you know, I told you I'd be back later. And it just goes, boom! And then it's dead. And that's what Lightning is all about. Lightning has some weaknesses. If you have a lot of explorers, Lightning is going to do almost nothing for it. Lightning has very limited options for killing explorers. And it's very, very good at killing towns and cities, though. I have, you can see that when would you ever want to use things slow? There are times when you want to do things slowly. And I'm sure that there will be times during this playthrough that you will find out, yes, this is actually a very good idea to do this slow, because sometimes you know that you want to play a power because it's going to kill a town, even though town isn't there yet. You know that it's going to happen soon. Spirit Island, when you're thinking about turns, you have to think about it as in terms of a lifetime. So my entire lifetime is 1 turn in Spirit Island. A town goes... It doesn't just get built in a day. It gets built over, a lifetime. You don't just get a town like, oh, here's town now. Woo, yay. So Spirit Island is all about a long-term thing. We're talking like multiple generations. Lightning is a very interesting spirit, especially solo, because and if you're a new player, please don't play Lightning as your first spirit solo. It is not the right spirit to play solo. It's very likely that I will lose this game. It is very, very difficult to play Lightning well first. And so I'm going to actually rely on my chat here to help me out, because I'm not that good at Lightning. I've tested this a couple times. I've lost, I think, 2 out of the 6 games that I've played, and this is level 0. So, and I consider myself a very experienced Spirit Island player. Lightning solo is very tough. And there's a reason for that, and I'll get into that for a second. So let's look at its innate power. Its innate power is Thundering Destruction, and that's it. 1 away from your sacred site, you've got Destroy a Town. Level 1. If you get 3 fire and 1 air, you can just destroy a town. Getting to that, though, is the difficult part. So let's just put it this way. I've played Spirit Island over 100 times with my wife. My wife and I play this all the time. We love it. And yes, 2 air, not 1 air. I'm going to misspeak all the time. Thank you very much, chat. This is why I put the chat box here this time, because people are going to correct me live on air. So I've played this over 100 times, but here's the thing. I have never, ever activated the bottom level of this innate power. I've never gotten it. It would be great if I could destroy 3 cities all at once, but it's never happened for me. It's very difficult to get to that point just because of Lightning's limitations. So don't expect to be using all of those levels of the Thundering Destruction. If you can get to level 2, you're doing excellent. If you can get to level 3, you're doing amazing. If you get to level 4, well, just hands in the air, we're great, this is great, oh my gosh. So let's look at the growth options here. The growth options look really good initially, but then become an issue. So the first one is its reclaim option. The reclaim option is actually pretty good for the spirit. You get reclaim cards, you get a power card, and you get an energy, which is all great. But when you have to take that, it becomes you're not putting out presence, which means that you're not actually forwarding your strategy. The second growth option is place a presence 2 away and place a presence 0 away. Basically, this allows you to make a sacred site anywhere on the board. It is amazing. And also, again, putting out presence is a key component to this spirit. You'll find that lightning has a very big ebb and flow, even more than ocean, so to speak. So the add presence is great, but you're eventually going to have to reclaim your cards and get them back. And that's the ebb and flow. Sometimes you're going to have a turn where you're going to have like nothing to be able to do. You might actually have to take a turn where you play no spirit cards just so that you can put out more presence for that turn so you can prepare for a future turn. It's tough. That's why I've lost 2 out of the last 6 games, just because of that. The last option is add 1 presence, 1 away from where you are, and get 3 energy. This seems like not as efficient as the second growth option, but do not be fooled. 3 energy on lightning is a lot of energy. A lot. So we'll go into that in just a second. So why, Ian, why is Lightning Swift Strike so difficult to play as a solo spirit? It's a very good question. Thank you very much for asking, chat, right? Yes, this is great. So here are its cards. And I'm going to point out one card in particular which makes the solo spirit that much more difficult. And that is Lightning's Boon right here. Lightning's Boon lets target spirit use 2 slow powers as if they were fastest turn. That's great, but keep in mind that your special rule is for every air that you have, you can use a slow power fast. Please note, all of your stuff has an air already, so everything can be fast. So when you're playing a solo Lightning Swift Strike, you are essentially playing with 3 starting cards, because Lightning's Boon is almost never useful, except as elements. It has both of the elements needed for the innate power. And that's pretty much it. You'll find that when you're playing solo, it's very, very difficult to make this actually useful unless you're going for major powers. And again, that's a tech tree that is in and of itself very dangerous to go down, and I will use that for a future video in the future. I'm going to take us down a very simple path for this game, just because we're playing on a level 0. This is what a new player should try to focus on, just because they might not be, very good at seeing in the future. To play really well at Lightning Swift Strike as a solo spirit, you need to be able to anticipate what the invaders are going to do and plan accordingly. And I'll talk through all of that as I'm going through the game, but again, this is a very difficult spirit to play solo just because of this one limitation. Lightning's Boon is a problem, unfortunately. In a 2-player game, Lightning's Boon is the best card in the game. But in a solo game, this one is problematic. Alright, so let's look at the other cards here. We've got Harbingers of Lightning, which is push up to 2 Dahan, and 1 fear if you pushed any Dahan into a land with towns or cities. Generally, this is pretty good, but Lightning also has a very difficult job actually defending. So when you don't have defense, pushing Dahan into a land can be very dangerous. You want to defend the Dahan. So it might be good to go for a very early defend card. But here's the other limitation with the Spirit, in that the only time that you can get new power cards is through reclaiming cards, which means that you actually have an ebb turn. You don't have a lot of power during that turn. So Harbinger of Lightning can be good, and it also gets you a fear immediately. And again, this can be fast. It can be fast or slow. So it can allow you the option, do I want to move things now or do I want to move things later? It can set you up for future turns. Again, this is why, again, a solo spirit with Lightning Swift Strike, probably not good to do as a beginner. I would choose something else like River or, what's the other one? Earth. The Earth Spirit is also fantastic as a new one just because of its innate defense. We'll do another one later on with that. Then let's get to, I think, the most powerful card in Lightning's starting hand, and that is Shatter Homesteads. Shatter Homesteads cost 2, not horrible, and it has a really good range, especially in a one-player game. When you're 2 away from anything, you're basically pretty look at where I start. I'm 2 away from literally everything. I can kill any town anywhere on this island. In a 2 or 4 player game, this might be a little bit more restrictive. But again, with the presence that you have, the ability to just put out a sacred site 2 away from wherever you are, Shatter Homesteads becomes a very, very good early game powerhouse. And then another weakness to Lightning is this last one, Raging Storm. Raging Storm deals 1 damage to each invader. For a new player, this seems really, really good. But it costs 3 money, 3 energy. 3 energy is a lot of energy. That is a major power level of energy. To be fair, if you can manage to pull a lot of things into 1 land, and maybe you're paired with another spirit that deals damage to a bunch of things, a bunch of towns and cities, great, that's fantastic. Lightning has some problems with that. Lightning can deal 1 damage to all invaders, but notice all of its other powers. Do you notice any other damage powers? No. Thundering Destruction, destroy, 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 destroy. Fear, fear, fast, fast. There's no other damaging powers. So it's very, very difficult for Lightning to damage. It's very easy to destroy. It's very hard to damage. So again, early game, you'll see me suffer from not being able to kill explorers, and it's going to be a problem, and I'm going to hate it. And you as viewers are probably going to love it because it's hilarious. Video Game Boy, you say, are you using a progression track? Can you explain a little bit what you mean by that, progression track? I'm not sure what you mean by that. So while he's or she is doing this, power cards. Oh no, I'm not doing progression track. I'm doing a normal once you've gotten past the progression track, it's not power progression. I'm just using minor power, the normal minor power, major power, choosing from the base game. The power progression, if you want to, this is meant to be I've played the first game, but I want to play a little bit more. I want to learn the better strategy for it, so you can kind of listen to I'm going to be doing kind of stream of consciousness as I'm talking through this. I'm trying to figure out this with you as the chat. Again, that's why I put the chat up this time. On Tuesday, I did not do that. Again, by the way, I stream on Tuesdays, Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and on Saturdays at 9 a.m. And I will be doing that for the next foreseeable future because I am an extrovert and I absolutely need to get my talking out with other people. And you in chat are being excellent because I am going absolutely insane with 2 introverts in the house trying to manage my extroversion. I don't want to damage relationships, so you are helping me out with that excellently. And heck, if I get Twitch affiliate, that's even better. Yay, this is great. So let's go into the first growth option. We're going to hit the ground running here. So generally what I do for the first growth option is I establish a new sacred site because right now I do not have access to all lands. And although board B I think is the best board to start with for Lightning Swift Strike, I don't think that it's a very good board. You absolutely have to establish a sacred site somewhere else immediately because it just needs to happen. Notice, look at our Thundering Destruction, 1 away from a sacred site. Now let's look at the board. 1 away from the sacred site is currently 4 lands. That's not great. So I want to establish a sacred site, and here's the general rule of Spirit Island if you don't know this already. You want to move all the stuff from away from the ocean towards the ocean. You want nothing on this side. You want everything on this side. All of it. So what I might want to do, even though here's the thing though, if a explorer had shown up in the jungle or the wetland or the mountains here, I might have considered, maybe I should just not. I shouldn't. I just shouldn't. I should just do the add one presence, and that's fine. But I have a secret here. So I'm going to actually create a sacred site on the coast. And for early game, for a new player, it's okay to be playing 2 cards at a time. Because having to focus on an additional innate power, probably just ignore that for now. It's fine. Why don't we just try to go for a really big early swoop? So let's create a sacred site on the mountain. And we're going to play both Harbingers of Lightning and Shattered Homesteads. I'm doing this for 2 reasons. Number one, it's one of the only things that I can do. And again, remember, Lightning's Boon, not great in a solo game. And Raging Storm, way too expensive. I literally can't play Lightning's Boon, Raging Storm right now because it costs 3 energy and it's so expensive. What Shattered Homesteads does is it basically substitutes for me playing 3 cards at a time. So instead of destroying a town with this power, I am destroying a town with Shattered Homesteads. And the town that I'm going to be targeting is this little boy right here. The reason for that is because when explorers come out, they're going to come out to adjacent places to towns or cities. Notice this jungle here. It has 2 adjacencies in the corner. It has a wetlands and it has a mountains. If I can control both of these, if a jungle ever shows up, I have gained a ton of tempo on the island. It's absolutely insane. So the next Explore card, this one right here, I want it to be a jungle. I absolutely want it to be a jungle. I want to see jungle immediately. That means I'm going to suffer a little bit right here and right here because I'm not going to be able to do the same thing that I would normally. I'm going to have some problems there. In point of fact, I might actually want to reclaim after this turn because I need to get a power card to substitute for the other really kind of subpar starting cards that I already started with. So let's finish playing cards and let's go into the next phase. All right. So first things first, going to destroy this town. It needs to happen right now because I want to clear out the lands that are furthest away from the ocean. Whenever you explore, the lands adjacent to ocean always explore. But if you can clear out the backside, it's not as bad. So I'm actually doing a lot here by managing this. I'm hoping for a jungle. All right, and where do we want to push things? So I really wish that I was 1 away from here, but I'm not. I wanted to establish this so that I would have it as an early foothold. I wasn't sure that I'd be able to get out here, and it's much more important that I have something available right here to take care of this land. That's just what I was thinking. And yeah, land 8, if you leave it alone, it can become a pain in your backside, just like Chad is saying right now. And I guess into the mountains so those 2 Dahan don't die. See, I'm assuming that I'm going to be getting something in my minor power draw. I don't know what I'm going to get, and I'm pretty positive that next turn, again, I'm considering taking a complete redo, like a reclaim cards option. Again, I'm considering taking this as my second growth, just so that I can get a power card so that I'm not as power poor. Keep in mind that when I'm playing this as a more experienced Spirit Island player, this is not a good card because of its cost. If this was 2 cost, I might be okay with it, but right now, this is not good for me. spending 3 money to get rid of a single invader is not a good option for me. I just don't think that that's good. And also, dealing 1 damage to towns and cities does nothing for Lightning Swift Strike. The only reason why I would be playing this is because it has a fire and an air, and that's really pretty much it. I'm just basically ignoring it. So I'm playing the 2 good cards, and then I'm hoping that I can reclaim and get better cards. That's the problem with this whole spirit as a solo spirit. All right. So what I'm thinking right now is I should probably move this Dahan into land number 5, because I know that this is going to build this turn, and if I get a defend card, excellent, this is great. And I can and I'm already here, so even a defend 0 card would be phenomenal. So that's excellent. All right. So I'm gonna do this. So again, like Harbingers of Lightning push up to 2 Dahan. So I'm gonna. Ooh. You know what? I'm gonna play this slow. And so I had a couple questions earlier on, and about why would you ever want to play things slow? That's a good question. Look at Harbingers of Lightning. Push up to 2 Dahan. 1 fear if you pushed any Dahan into a land with towns or cities. If I did this right now and I pushed this Dahan into land number 5, it would just push in there and that's all. But if I wait for the slow phase, a town will be there and I will get a fear for it. So I'm actually going to finish playing powers now and let the town build. And only now... Ah! Dang it, wetlands. Ah, curses, foiled again. I was hoping for forests. Now I'm going to push this Dahan into this land and get that fear. Again, when you're playing a solo spirit, never, ever, ever, ever forget about fear. Fear is an excellent, excellent thing. You have fear, only 4 fear. 4 fear equals a new fear card. And the fear cards are always good. They are always good. Or maybe they're okay, So make sure that you're never forgetting that. If you get a card that says 4 fear on a solo spirit, that means you get a fear card. Not only are you progressing it to the end of the game, you are also getting a fear card for 4 fear. In a larger player game, 4 fear is still good, but it's not a fear card. 4 fear in a solo game is a fear card. So let's go into the next little step here and see what happens. So I think I'm gonna reclaim, because again, if I wanted to do both of these, I would need to do this option here. I'd need to get 3 energy so that I could just kill an explorer. I'm sorry, 3 energy for a single explorer is not a good option in any way, shape, or form. So what's good about this is, because we did early game energy here, we're getting 2 energy per turn. So that means that if we reclaim now, we're getting 2 energy plus 1, which is 3 energy, which will allow us to play quite a few things. We have a lot of options. We can still play the Shatter Homesteads, and we can play something else to even help us on top of that costs 1 energy. So let's do that. We're going to reclaim our cards, and let's get a minor power. And hope for a defense. Wow, that's a lot of not defense. And nothing that is fast. So this is what happens in Lightning Swift Strike. Wait! Oh, look at that! With Lightning Swift Strike, is there an error? Because that means that it could be fast. Call to Migrate could be fast because it has an error. And Purifying Flame could be fast. 1 damage per Blight. The only Blight is here, so that's really not that helpful. So this is not very helpful for me right now. And if target is Mountain or Sands, you can instead remove a Blight. This is unfortunately a jungle, which is not helpful in the slightest. Okay, so let's go back here. Gather up to 3 Dahan, push up to 3 Dahan. So I could do this fast, and that would allow me to Blight but also kill something, which is potentially pretty good. Okay, let's look at the other options here. We've got fire here. Fire is still good. Remember, we want fire and we want air. Those are the 2 very, very important things. That's why I'm kind of leaning towards one of these. I don't like this right now, but it could be okay. This is good because it has both of them, And it has a lot of Dahan movement because that helps us kill explorers. Dahan are your explorer killing pals because, oh my gosh, Dahan are the saviors. Shadows of the Burning Forest. Very on point here. Because we're, Lightning Swift Strike. We're all about fire. And it's 2 fear. It's half a fear card. And if target land is mountains or jungles, push 1, explore, and town. Here's the downside to this card right now. Is that both of my explorer cards right now are sands and wetlands. So what I'm thinking right now is if I take this card, it wouldn't really be useful to me until next turn. That's really all it is. It's 2 fear, not 3 fear, Seamus, unfortunately. That's the downside. So I've basically ignored Devouring Ants. That's just not going to happen. Darn. I'm leaning towards Call to Migrate. And the reason why I'm saying this is because it allows for intense Dahan migration fast. And I can do that fast. So I'm thinking this is probably best. It gives me both of my elements. I don't know if it's useful right now. All right. So now that we know our current standings here, I'm thinking, because I was really hoping for a defend card, and we didn't get it. Because I have a presence here and 2 Dahan here. If I let this Ravage this turn, 1 Dahan will die, and the other Dahan will kill this town, which will give me a fear and a fear card. That's very good. I have a Dahan in this land right now, which is excellent. So if I play Shatter Homesteads right now, I'm actually doing pretty good. I'm going to be able to destroy this town fast, and this Dahan will kill this Explorer. I do like that. And then slow, I can play Call to Migrate and move this Dahan over to the wetlands so that I can deal with the town that shows up here. Or the Explorer. I'm going to be killing this town. Again, if you weren't here before, remember, all things away from the ocean you want to kill first. If you want, just let the oceans deal with their crap. The oceans can just, they can die, and it's not great, but it's okay. But I had a question. You can see in chat that why not migrate from land 8? Because I can't right now. This is a distance 1, and my closest presence is 2 away from land number 8, unfortunately. I chose to go to land number 2 early game, and I'm kind of regretting that right now. I probably should have played in land number 8 just to let you... Oh, you are a better player than I. This is why I have chat, and which is why I have people here to help me out. I could gather. It's gather first. It is gather first, and then it is push. So I could target this land, gather these 2 in, and then do that. Chat, you're just so smart. You're just so smart. This is why I talk things out. Alright, I think this is the right play, because I want to pull these guys in, because land number 8, if I have anything to do with it, is never going to get hurt at all. My hope is that next turn I can... I might just take a turn to push out into here, make a sacred site here, and then be covered for the entire island. I'm going to have to take a downturn, but that shouldn't be bad. Again, Lightning Swift Strike is all about ebb and flow. You want to figure out when to have a power turn, but you're going to have basically, I'm going to just pass turn, and it's going to suck. And I'm sorry, but that's just what's going to happen. Next turn is going to be that turn. So let's finish playing cards and let's kill this town. So we're going to kill this town here. Yep, get that fear. So we have a fear card, so you never know. We might actually get something lucky and maybe get a defend 1 per Dahan. You never know what's going to happen. All right, and then I'm gonna. I mean, honestly, I could probably do this fast. It really doesn't matter. Yeah, let's just do that fast. 1, 2, and then finish gathering. And we're just gonna leave those there. Fear card. Well, that was useless. So if you didn't see that, that fear card was remove a town or explorer from a land with a sacred site. And the explorer in land number 5 was going to die anyway. Sometimes fear is your friend. Sometimes fear is like, here's a penny. have a popsicle, kid. I'm like, oh, great. Thanks, Fear Deck. You did a great job. In this case, that's what happened. Okay, so let's kill this town here. We got blighted here. That's not horrible. It's off in the corner. It's not horrible. All right. Can we get a mountain? Mountain would be great. This is not my game. Oh, mountain would have been great. It did not happen. Oh, man. Oh, man. All right, well, this is going to just happen this way. So I absolutely need to do it this way now. So the only thing that would really do me anything this turn is play Raging Storm to kill one of the, like, kill the 8 Dahan, the 8 Explorer here. Just so that it, yeah, I Migrate, thank you very much. Waiting to play Call of Migrate would have been better just to see what happens. Again, this is why waiting for a slow power when you can, probably a good idea. You might want to just wait. You never know what's going to happen. So I'm going to play both of these here just so that I can get the 3 energy so I can play Raging Storm. And again, once I have 3 energy per turn, I can start really ramping up quickly. Again, for a new player who's unsure about how to play the game, getting energy gives you flexibility early game so that you can actually do things later. And if you're unsure about the mechanics of the game, what fear cards might be coming up, it's probably good to kind of focus on that early. So, unfortunately, I'm going to be ravaging in both of these lands. Ugh, that sucks. But again, I'm going to the reason why what I'm about to do is going to become apparent. So I'm going to play Harbingers of Lightning fast. I'm going to move this Dahan over here, and the reason for that is because when this ravages, 1 Dahan will die, and we'll have 2 left, which will deal 4 damage back, which means that this will clear out this entirely. And I'm going to spend 3 energy to kill 1 Explorer right there. Oh, it's killing me. It's killing me. Y'all gotta check in on me later. This is just not good. Oh my god. And Wetlands again. Oh, this is great. Oh, this is fine. Everything is fine, y'all. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. Okay. So let's reclaim some cards because we need our cards back. And let's get a Minor Power. See what we get. Okay, keep in mind that this air could be fast, and oh my gosh, that's 3 fear. Remember how I said that 3 fear is really good? 4 fear is a fear card. 4 fear is a fear card. But Drought is also really good too. Drought lets you destroy 3 towns, 1 damage to each town and city, and add a blight. Let's rewind really quick here. This right here tells you how many blight is left. I have 2 blight left. If I add a blight, I'm just gonna lose. Lightning is really bad at removing blight. Really, really bad. Really bad. Really, really bad. So if I add blight right now, not a good idea. So that basically removes Drought from anything I want to do. Quicken the Earth struggles. Where I am, defend 10. Or 1 damage to each town and city. Ooh. Oh, and Elemental Boon. Okay, so if you're a new player and you're playing with someone else, Elemental Boon is the best card in the game. It is hands down the best card in the game. If you get a hand of minor power cards and you're like, oh, look, Elemental Boon, you just take it. Just take it. Just take it. Just take the Elemental Boon. Elemental Boon. Just take it. On one side, I have Rain of Blood. So here's my thinking right now for this option. Draw it. Out. Elemental Boon. Out. Regrettably. Elemental Boon in a solo game is not as good as other cards. Because Elemental Boon just gives you elements and that's it. Elemental Boon in a 2-player game even doubles the elements that you're giving, essentially. So it's arguably the best card in the game. I think Elemental Boon, definitely hands down. I'm going to call it right now. Best card in the game. I'm thinking, yes, it's the best card in the game. Just, that's what you're going to have to go with. The other two things that I'm thinking of are Rain of Blood and Quicken the Earth Struggles. Both of these are good cards. Rain of Blood right now for a solo spirit is really good because of the 3 fear at fast strength. Quicken the Earth Struggles can defend 10. And Lightning has a hard time defending. This is a really tough choice. Chat, what do you think? I have Rain of Blood, I have Quicken the Earth Struggles. I'm down to those two. Do I want fast fear or really, really strong defend? But again, keep in mind that range is 0 from a sacred site. It's pretty easy for me to create a sacred site, but it is at 0. It'd have to be where I was. Rain of Blood is going to be hard to get the bonus fear since you're always blowing up towns. You're absolutely right. But if a town is already built, I could play that first because it can be fast. So that's the other, again, because it has an air symbol, Lightning Swift Strike special rule means that you can make that fast. This is already fast, so both of these are fast. I'm leaning towards Defend 10, just because it's going to be a problem later on. Where am I right now? Am I in any place that's going to be a problem? I'm in here, here, and here. Eventually this is going to be a problem, I imagine. I hope so. That would be great if it was a problem. I'd love this to be a problem. And I do have the method to get Dahan around super fast to defend things. So... yeah, oh, that's not where I wanted. I want this. I think I'm going to take Quicken the Earth Struggles just for the defense. Because I can just drop a Sacred Site wherever I want to. I'm not going to want to this turn, but next turn I can defend wherever I want to for free. Alright. And it's probably going to be in this wetland, frankly. Alright, so if I don't kill this town right now, as it was pointed out in chat just a moment ago, I'm going to lose. Because when a Blight is placed in this land, I'm going to have to Cascade, and 2 Blight equals me dead. So I absolutely need to kill this town. So the only option that I have right now is to Shatter Homesteads. And that's fine. I don't mind. I like Shatter Homesteads. That'll be fine. It's 2 fear immediately, so I can do that. And don't forget that I also have a fear card prep, so I can play with that. I am not playing with a blight card, correct, Seamus. This is like a level 0. This is like I'm new to the game. I'm trying out with new. I want to learn strategy on the base level. So I'm not playing with a blight card right now. Which I also learned, you start as the land healthy, and it's always healthy. If you ever get 5 out, you lose, which is interesting. So there we go. And what other card do I want to play? I'm not going to play Quicken the Earth Struggles this turn. Okay, so next turn, I'm also thinking ahead here, because with Lightning Swift Strike playing solo, you need to think 1 turn ahead. What am I doing next turn? I know that we're going to build here, we're going to build here. I'm going to just plan on defending here. So I want to pull all of my explorers from here. I'm going to want to pull all of my explorers into this land so I can get a bunch of fear from all this stuff dying. So I do not want to play Call to Migrate because I'm going to want to play it next turn. Dahan, correct. I might actually want to play Harbingers of Lightning. And the reason for that is because I might want to push this in to here right now. The Dahan into this land. So I can get a Fear. And when this ravages, the Explorer will attack the land and die from the Dahan. So that means the next turn I'll have 5 energy, which would allow me to play 3 cards, regardless of which cards I chose. So I'm still good in that realm. Huh. Because I don't plan on reclaiming next turn. So okay, so if I only play this right now, next turn I would play 3 cards because I would play out I would use the 3rd growth option here. So I'd be able to play 3 cards, which would still mean this. Yeah, this is actually ideal here. So I play this right now. I kill this Explorer here. So I want to try to never have to worry about this Blight ever again. That would be ideal. Oh, that's a good point. I need a Sacred Site to defend 1. So that means I'd have 5 energy, which is still enough. So I'd have 3 here. I'd have enough. So if I play this now, I can play all 3 of these cards. Next turn. Yeah, Lightning's Boon, again, keep in mind, like, I've told you, I started the stream with this. Lightning's Boon in a solo game is almost never good. I've almost... Unless you find, if you get minor power draws that have no air in them at all, this becomes a very difficult card to actually make useful. So I'm really considering my hand to be minus Lightning's Boon right now. Lightning's Boon is good for its elements, but again, that's like Elemental Boon. It's like, it's okay, but it's not the best for what I'm thinking here. So I'm going to finish playing cards. I think I'm good with this because next turn I'm going to get 5 energy. I'm going to play Raging Storm. I'm going to play Call to Migrate, and I'm going to play Quicken the Earth Struggles. That's my plan. So let's do that. Shatter Homesteads. Let's do it. So Shatter Homesteads right here. Oh, whoops. Undo. Wrong order. Harbingers of Lightning. We're going to move this Dahan right here. Get that Fear. Now we kill this. Order is important. Well, okay then. Invaders explore into coastal lands. So that's actually really good because we can, when we, oh. I hope you see my dilemma right now. I've got 2 lands that are about to ravage. And if either of them ravages, I'm dead. And thank you, chat. I knew I was relying on you for a reason. I had this all planned out, and I just completely blanked on what I was actually going to do. Oh my gosh. So I'm going to Sacred Site here. I'm going to make this here. I'm going to rely on me only getting level 1 of my innate for a while. And I'm going to play, just like I said, these 3 cards. No, not Lightning's Boon. Get out of here. Call to Migrate. There we go. All right, so now I have my level 1 of my innate, which shows up right here. I'm going to finish playing cards. We planned this out. It's fine. Everything is fine. We're going to Call to Migrate right here. We're going to grab 1, 2, 3. And then we're not going to push. We're not going to push. It's bad. We don't want to do that. We're gonna use. Okay, so here's the thing. I only have 2 heirs, so I can only make 2 of my innates fast this turn. So 2 of my powers fast, and one of the powers is this one right here, which is Thundering Destruction, which is a slow power. So if you have a fast power, like an heir symbol, you can use it on your innate power. But I want to do Thundering Destruction right here so this doesn't ravage. And now we just got our level 2 Terror Victory, so now we only need to kill towns and cities. And we also got a Fear card. I'm going to defend here for 10. And let's see what the Fear card is. Each player may replace 1 town with 1 explorer in a coastal land. May. Do I want to do that? I don't think so. I have... So 3 Dahan will deal 6 damage here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's better for me to kill a town and actually get a fear off of that. I absolutely want to keep the fear. I want to skip this. I don't want to reduce it. So we're defending for 10 here, so that's fine. We deal 3 damage. Hey, by the way, Handelabra, if you're watching this, can you not move the town when I damage it? Watch, like if I click this, it moves over. I want to be able to just like double click it. So that's all of that. That's great. And so we build there. Slow powers, and now Raging Storm. I can kill this explorer so it doesn't build this turn. Oh, I don't know what Streamlabs was thinking there. Oh, I guess I need to mod. I'm learning! There we go. I don't know. Don't worry about it. It's okay. I don't know what it is. I'm still learning Twitch. This is my 2nd day of streaming on Twitch. Well, I did it 7 years ago for a little bit while I was alone teaching in Detroit. I went and taught in the day, and then I came home and I was all alone. And again, extrovert self, I needed some outlet, and so I streamed a little bit, and that's what it's all about. So, yeah, I don't know. It's 7 messages were deleted. What did you do, Azure? Oh my gosh! All right. So let's figure out what we want to do. So coastal lands are going to ravage this turn, which is a problem. It's a very big problem. Holy moly. Wow, I am in big trouble. I mean, obviously I need to reclaim. But what am I going to do? This is bad. This is very bad. Oh no. You're right. You're right. Yeah, you're right, Jeg. I could let 2 ravage if I wanted to, but then I wouldn't have a sacred site right there. This is bad. Should I go for a major power right now? That's what I'm thinking about. Do I want to try to go for a major power? So a lot of major powers that deal with lightning's strength, fire. If you deal damage in mountains or sands, you're almost always good. If you're trying to deal damage in wetlands or jungle, you often cause a blight, which is not good. The answer is how is Town and Land 1 is we just built in coastal lands. So we ravaged in wetlands and then we built immediately, and I still had explorers there, unfortunately. It's a... And if you saw just now, Migrant said that, as I've been saying throughout this entire playthrough, Lightning's Boon is kind of a free forget. So... Alright. We're going for a major power. What do we get? 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 Did we get something good? Did we get something good? We got Indomitable Claim! We got Indomitable Claim! Okay, so Indomitable Claim gives us nothing, but it gives us Defend 20, and it lets us put another presence out. If you haven't noticed, Lightning Swift Strike struggles incredibly with putting presence out. So Indomitable Claim basically is a free presence, which gets us really, really far, and it also lets us defend pretty much anywhere we want to. So it gives us an extra defend. But does that actually help us? Again, we can let level number 2 Ravage. We cannot let level number 1 or number 3 Ravage at all. Oh. All right. So even though none of these have, so both of these do not have an air symbol, we can use another symbol, another air symbol to power it up instead. So we could make this fast. 2 damage per blight in target land, 1 damage per blight in adjacent lands. So I could manage this place fast. I could defend here. But then this land is bad. So that doesn't work. So this is kind of out of the picture. Oh, this lets you add blight. Again, right now, not a great idea. It's just... But also infinite vitality. Let's just go ahead and read that. Dahan have +4 health while in target land, and whenever blight would be added, leave it on the card. And that's already fast. We don't need to make it slow. But Indomitable Claim lets us defend. And we can place a presence down right now. What do you think, chat? I'm leaning. I don't think that either of these two, the Poison Land or Land Threshes and Furious Pain, are good cards right now. Just because they're with the current board state, it's not really working. Indomitable Claim or Infinite Vitality? What do y'all think? Indomitable Claim for the presence. Infinite Vitality for no blight. I have 6 energy this turn. Which means that I could do a lot. If I play Indomitable Claim, so let's think about, that's a good question. So I could destroy a town, but again, because it's explorers. Explorers are always going to be the pain in your backside that never goes away. So I'm almost positive I need to let this Ravage this turn, and that's just a bummer. But on the plus side, next turn we're not going to Ravage at all because there's no Explorer in here, so that means that no Ravages will be happening anywhere near the jungles. So that's good. So we do have that going for us. So we absolutely need to let this Ravage. Like I think that's what we're going with right now. I think Jeg is right in that growth is not as important right now because we already do have our 3. We do have our 3 card plays, and with this pickup, we'll still have 6 cards, so we'll be able to have 2 full turns at full power before we have to reclaim. So I think Infinite Vitality might be the better choice in this. We're going to go with Infinite Vitality, and we're going to forget Lightning's Boon. And again, the reason why I forgot Lightning's Boon is because it makes other powers fast, but every one of our other powers that are slow have an air symbol to go along with them, which basically means we can make it fast. All right, so we absolutely need to play that. We absolutely need to play that. We have 2 energy, so we can still play anything we want to at this point. And just looking at our future turn here, like our next turn, we have enough energy to play all of our cards. If we're defending here and here, it's going to kill the towns, for sure. But plus 4 health. Is that enough to save this? Yeah, it's enough to save the Dahan. Okay. It's a very good point, Migrant. If I don't play anything right now, I could play 4 cards next turn and activate the 2nd level of my innate, which would let me kill this city. That might be what I want to do. I think that's a good point. So, again, I hope this is illustrating. I consider myself a pretty expert player, and pretty much everyone in chat is probably an expert player too, because they're tuning into a Spirit Island live stream. So they also really like this game. So this is a hard Spirit to play solo. Don't just be like, oh, Lightning Swift Strike. I played this with my friend and it was super easy. Solo, this is incredibly hard, even at level 0. All right, we're gonna finish this right now. All right. We're gonna do this here because we have to defend this one using this, because we have to defend this using the defend 10, because it's only in a sacred site where you are. Ugh! Oh, that sucks. Oh, that hurts. So 1, 2, that dies. We do have a fear card for next turn. Where are we exploring? Only Sans. So again, this was good because now we only have to deal with this Sans. And Raging Storm! Raging Storm is actually good this time! Oh, it's so good! Oh, it's so good. Okay, so this is not bad right now. I'm okay with this. This Explorer is just kind of hanging out, saying hello. So I absolutely want this, but so it's actually probably better for me to do this. Just get this down, reestablish my sacred site here, get 4 card plays, and then literally play everything. And then I win. So Thundering's Destruction. So again, look at this. I can instead destroy a city rather. So I'm going to destroy that city. And then with, well, hold on. I want to play Raging Storm here just to kill all these explorers. Get out of here! Yes! Call to Migrate. I mean, hey y'all. You want to come over here? Yeah, sure. You can all come over here. Yeah. That's cool. Harbingers of Lightning. Here, you can finish. Yeah, there we go. Oh, whoops. Undo. And then just kill it. There we go. Okay. We win! Yay! We got it. I wasn't going to play one of the cards. Alright, so that was tight, and that was level 0. So I hope a new player right now would understand just how difficult Lightning is to play, even at a high level. It's very difficult to get going just because you have limited card plays, you have limited energy to be able to do things. And whenever you try to reclaim things, it's the last turn before you reclaim is basically a weak power turn, and then you have to reclaim. It's absolutely ridiculous. So, hope you enjoyed. For those of you watching on YouTube, please check out my Twitch channel. It's twitch.tv/Zangzabar. And I stream on Tuesdays, Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. And thank you, chat, for helping me, because that was ridiculous.